So in this hand, seat 7 has the bring in. Seat 8 is going to fold. Tolchinsky completes the bet here in an early position. And Bowman makes the call, and then Ramdin makes the call with a 9. Now, a 9 is certainly slightly better than a 10 or a paint card, but in this case, I think Ramdin is making a very clear mistake by equating it with any sort of semblance of a good starting hand at this point. Certainly with your 9 showing, you're really opening yourself up to a world of exploitation. And Tolchinsky is opening in a position with 3 other low cards behind him. So it's certainly possible that he was opening an extremely wide range, and Ramdin picked up on this. It's certainly possible that Bowman is calling with a pretty wide range here. But even on the off chance that Ramdin has decent equity against the 2 players already in the pot, there's 2 other players behind him with low cards that are going to be able to make his life miserable if they show up with a hand. Now, apparently Robert Williamson was directly behind him, and we later found out that he had a 3-card 8 at this point. I guess he's giving Tolchinsky some credit for a hand here because he just flat calls. But Chen, in seat 6 now, he wakes up with a hand and raises. And then when the action folds back around to Tolchinsky, he also raises. Apparently in the report it said something about Chen was egging Tolchinsky on to raise again here and wound up getting a penalty. But certainly if Tolchinsky has any semblance of an opening hand, any 3-card 8 or better, he's going to, and as any sort of Razz player, he's going to re-raise on his own. Certainly you want to try to eliminate Ramdin, and you have to believe Williamson is relatively weak. It's also possible that Bowman has a weak hand. He might have an 8 in the hole, or 9 in the hole. I can't imagine most players are going to call with something like a Jack 3 and a 7 up, but it's certainly possible. So now it's $30. Bowman makes the call, and now Ramdin, at this point, I don't know why he's bothering the flat call, really, because he's completely pot committed by making that call. Even if he managed to make the mistake the first time around on 3rd Street, I think he's got a fault here. Clearly, Chen and Tolchinsky have hands that are better than his. It's certainly possible that he's completely in last place 5 ways. Certainly likely he's in 4th place. And he's going to be completely pot committed. Maybe he felt he was pot committed already because he knows the pot's going to be big, but I don't think he has a very good handle on how much equity he's going to have in a 4 or 5 way pot with his 3-card 9 against certainly 2 players with real hands. It's possible, again, that Bowman has a 9 in the hole and maybe Ramdin has a slightly better hand than he does. But again, if Bowman is playing a conservative game, which a lot of players will, especially in tournaments, they don't want to get a lot of chips in early because they want to be able to get away from a hand if it goes badly. Ramdin could be in horrible shape. He could have 10% equity or less and getting his chips in a really, really bad spot.